Sunday down, right? Sparkle is a free unit. A zero cost unit is officially at tier 0. Hey guys, welcome back. So after one of the greatest live stream I've ever seen in my entire life, now we can finally come back to the real topic and discussion as a Mr. HSR, right? And that is going to be the Honkai Star Rail tier list for the March of 2026. Because after taking a look at the MOC analytics, you can see from this video right here, to look at the performance, we do have the updated tier list coming straight from Prydwen. I haven't seen the actual tier list yet, but I only have one consideration. If Sparkle is still a tier below Sunday, I'm crashing out on Antler after this. I will literally go to bro DMs and I'm saying I'm coming to find you in real life, in game, right? So let's just take a look at what changed right here. And in 5, 4, 3, 2. Whoa! And there it is. And there it is, chat. Sparkle is now officially tier 0. Sunday down, right? Sparkle is a free unit. A zero cost unit is officially at tier 0 with Yao Guang pits, if I can say so myself, right? So overall a pretty substantial change though. Wait, oh my god. Oh, Mr. Castellana. Oh, Mr. Castellana has fallen, guys. Oh my god, Mr. Castellana, his bro is in the same tier as Firefly, as My Day, and as Anexa. Oh my god, bro has fallen. Okay, Archer and Sparksy, understandable. Right, understandably so, because if they ain't gonna be tier 0 in this MOC, who else, right? So these two are like completely understandable. But Castellana has one. I would just want to say one thing though, right, chat? I would just want to say one thing though. Phynon is really, really good against Ligers. Alright, and we do have Ligers second half. And if you guys, even at E0, right? Even at E0, if you guys have tried playing Phynon and you are struggling, right? This is an educational post. If you're struggling using Phynon against Ligers, go Sustainless, right? Literally just go Sustainless, even at E0. You want Ligers to kill you, right? You literally want to die against Ligers so that you can get a lot more value from the free call flame is going to be generating, right? So try that and maybe you have a better performance. But in any case, other than these big shifts in DPS, which I think is a little bit more understandable, but yes, Sunday has fallen and so has Ceridra, which is you know, when the king falls, the queen shall as well, right? It is what it is. Sustain is gonna be completely the same, but I would say when someone here gets a Nova Flare, I don't know if they will immediately pull bro up into tier 0. But I think there's a very good likelihood. Because even at this moment, I can already see Huan having a decent amount of value if you are going to run her with Yao Guang, Sparksy, or Kavga DOT, right? Kavga DOT. And both of these teams are tier 0. Alright, this is a tier 0 team, this is a tier 0 team. So if Huan has access to 2 different tier 0 teams at this moment, I actually think she's already starting to go into around the same caliber. Maybe it's definitely higher than Gallagher Nisha, right? Definitely at this point she's a but you just have to be a little bit more wary of her sustain capability. Alright, I am a Huan main, guys, right? I would never ever slander Huan, right? As a Huan main, you just need to like be a little bit more aware of her of her sustain capabilities and don't get one shot, right? And if you do get one shot, just reset, right? Because the odds of you getting one shot is not that high anyways, right? Even before the Nova Flare, right? So I think she's already beyond them, right? Then it is just a matter of time before she catches up. And I would actually not be too surprised if Hyacinth goes up. That is my guess. Because my guess is essentially in order to elevate one flagship, they have to drop the other flagship. So we already see that in the Sparksicle boss. Your Remembrance flagship can still clear. It's fine. You're still doing very well. 2 to 3 cycles. It's okay. But eventually, that pattern might change more and more going forward. Alright? And Hyacinth, you don't really see her being used that much in at least the tier 0 teams. You wouldn't run her with Kafka. You wouldn't run her with Yao Guang because you have DHPD. Alright? I'm not saying she's a bad sustain, but because we're talking about a tier 0, I would actually not be surprised if they actually swap position. DHP is still okay, right? And he's a free unit. I think DHP is still completely fine because the meta is already slowly moving around where it is no longer dominated by a team revolving around the DPSs for Hyacinth, right? Because for example, back then, you could use Hyacinth with units like Akron. Because Hyacinth with an S1 gives a lot of stacks to Akron. Where is Akron, by the way? Oh, and there it is. So because of this, okay, or you could use with Blade, right? You could use Blade, right? You could use Blade. You could use Jingliu, right? You could use with what's the guy's name? My Day. Okay, My Day Hyacinth is still okay, right? My Day Hyacinth is still okay, but eventually I think Bro will slowly start to alter going forward into the future, right? So that's gonna be there for a sustain. I think support DPS is completely fine. I still personally think, this is just personally, right? Personally, E0 Avenite has no business being tier 0 as a main DPS. Personally. Because let's just be real, the amount of people that knows how to play an E0 Avenite as a main DPS, they're probably doing her sustainless. And casuals ain't gonna run sustainless. And if you run an E0 main DPS with a sustain, she is not out damaging the same caliber as Castress. So it is what it is, right? That's just my 2 cents. If you want to sub DPS with Castress, completely fine. Completely fine, right? If you want to do a low cost 0 cycle with main DPS Avenite, also completely fine. But I think, generally speaking, because this is not a 0 cycle tier list, right? This is not an elitist tier list, right? This is not a 4-piece ego tier list, right? So like, because of that, I would drop her down to around this caliber as a main DPS at E0 S1, right? So that's where, other than that, I personally think Core is honestly quite elitist as a unit. Because I don't really see a lot of general public making use of Core's kit, because her highest value comes from a sustainless run where you can stack on the highest possible amount of patron to get the highest possible amount of true damage. And you use that single target true damage to essentially cut out the second phase of a boss. At this caliber, especially if you want to talk about most of the teams we see right now, I don't really see a place where you slot against Cypher, right? You're not running her with a sustainless, or rather a sustained DOT. You're not running her with Remembrance. You're not running her with Sparksy. You could potentially run her with Archer, but Archer has Sparkle and Teep, which brings me to the elephant in the room. This is the biggest elephant in the room. I personally feel at E0, Teep is gonna drop down. And it's just a matter of time. At E0, right? We're not talking about E1, we're talking about at E0 3B, right? E0 3B. Because if you wanna just be a little bit honest, right? When was the last time you have made use of your E0 3B with any of these tier 0 DPS teams? Because last time I checked, Remembrance already kicked Bro out. Archer is the only one left that is like low-key you could still make use of a 3B, but the differential between a E0 and E1 is not the same caliber as a E0 Cyrene and an E0 Sparkle. And Yao Guang is just getting shielded to high heavens because of Proxy. So I really think eventually this will come down to tier 0.5. And if Firefly Nova Flare turns out to be a pretty significant Nova Flare, I am guessing this will swap place with Ammonite. Dahlia will go to tier 0 because she is one of, if not the most important members in any Super Raid DPS, right? But at this point, we're kind of just speculating what's going to happen in the future. I'm not saying this tier list is wrong, but this is just based on someone with incredible Honkai style experience, which is why I would always predict the future without looking at leaks. You know what I'm saying? So that is gonna be my elephant room. So TLDR, personally, drop down Evernight. After 4.2, Firefly goes up. This is fine. Kill Teep. Sunday is okay. Cypher might go down. When goes up. Right? So those are gonna be my changes. Let me know what you guys think for the Apex characters. 3-star Apex characters. Now moving on into the meta characters. I don't think anything changed. Yeah, I don't think anything changed, if at all. The only thing I would change is probably kill Herda. Yep, I think I'm gonna kill Herda. As of right now, she simply cannot keep up. She simply cannot. Okay, the reason why I would rather kill Herda and drop her down by 1 tier and not Saber is literally because of Hue. Alright? I have a okay, not just Hue, but I have a feeling, right? I feel the general landscape that I'm seeing right now is that they are starting to focus on energy regeneration creators, right? They are gonna buff a sustain that gives us team 1 energy regeneration. Asheville as a unit is working as a sub DPS, which also has ties with energy regeneration. Sparksy as well as Yao Guang, they both want energy regeneration. So I am a little bit more hopeful that when Saber gets a version 4 support or sustain that can give her the energy regeneration fix, I think she will at least stay around tier 1, if not maybe potentially go up a little bit more, right? So Herda, on the other hand, I think she is just a little bit too reliant on her environments. You could run her single target, it's not the end of the world, but it's like a lot worse if you were to run her in 5 targets. And we have been moving away from 5 targets for a while, and I think over the past 3 patches, it has always been like 1 or 2 targets, maybe 3. So because she is so impacted by the environment, I just don't really think her value is gonna be as definitive as compared to a unit that's not gonna be as impacted, right? So like Saber, it is not as bad, right? It's not as bad. Bolt Hill, to a certain extent, he actually does okayly as long as he gets the pocket trick shots, which has a fix with Fagu, right? With the additional extra toughness, so you can still kind of make it work even if I'm gonna up against multiple enemies. Aglaia, I think at this point, if you don't have a E1, you will need high cost supports. If you do have an E1, you can lower the cost on your supports. Like for myself, right, for Mr. Streamer, I have an E0 as on Aglaia. But because I have an E1 Sunday with an E0 Cyrene and an E2 DHPD, I think my Aglaia is like really, really fucking strong, right? So this caliber is still kind of okay, but I think DR is the only one that can probably go down a little bit more. Fugue is fine, Barbin is fine, Bronya, I think she can just go with same as Tierwin. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna bring Bronya down the same tier as Tierwin, especially not on the same tier as Runmei. HMC is kind of okay. Yeah, HMC is kind of okay. The rest of the stuff here is gonna be all okay. Nexa as a sub DPS is honestly a little bit cold, but mainly just also because D Herla is also a little bit cold, so that's gonna be that. Tier 1.5. Okay, number 1, Facial should be tier 0. Can we all agree? Okay, we all agree, right? And then moving on to that, then we are going to be at Jiao Qiu, are going to be homeless. Let's drop down by half a tier. Akron, homeless, drop down by half a tier. Blade and Jing Liu actually didn't do too badly for this MOC against Lycus, so I think they're going to be fine. Ying Li, if they want to do, Argeni can just die in-game. Rest of the other units, I don't think it's going to be too big of a change. Probably might see Scylla going from tier 4 to like tier 2. I don't see too big of a change even for Noah Flare. And then Well Yang, we probably go from a tier 5 to like a tier 3 or tier 2, depending on how they want to change, bro. Because this is that is what you call rock bottom, right? This is legit rock bottom, so they can only go up from there. Other than that, I think that is kind of pretty much it for the MOC update. Let's take a look at the actual changelog right here. Okay, move straight to the juice. All right, dominant performance. Okay, expect a full Asian team is available. Okay, Elation is gonna see continuous support. Alright, very, very good. Tier 0 in both MOC and Pure Vision. Very, very nice. Pure Vision changes. Okay. DOT continue to underperform. Oh, DOT might get cooked in Pure Vision, so it is what it is. Rame is 0.5. However, she is now seeing less use. Oh, I mean, chat, she's a free unit. What more do you want to complain for, guys? She's a free unit, right? So it is what it is. MOC update. Sparkle, crazy, tier 0. Archer, crazy, tier 0. Sunday. While Sparkle is winning, Sunday has lost ground in the meta. Has just taken quite a few of his spots in high-end teams. This combined with the fact that Final, one of his core team niches, isn't performing as dominantly. We are dropping. Chat, you know what this feels like? Bro, this feels like you're getting fired, bro. Like, imagine like they're all employees in like a company. Alright? And then like Sunday used to be like the boss's pet. Alright, Sunday used to be the boss, and like he's continuously sucking the boss dick, right? And like he continues belittle Sparkle, right? Every other day you're like, oh my god, Sunday replace Sparkle, Sunday replace Sparkle, Sunday replace Sparkle. After one entire year, bro just got dropped. And Sparkle gets the Corpa promotion. So this is personally a very monumental day for all the Sparkle mains. After being oppressed by Sunday mains for an entire year, enjoy your well-deserved place in tier 0 for now. Right? So that is gonna be that. Final. Ooh, Final is gonna be a little bit rough. Honestly, you know what is the answer for this? Just pull E2 Final, guys. Cause what?
The greatest unrelatable Honkai star rail player that has ever lived.
Cause what else are you gonna pull? What are you gonna pull every single Elation flagship as a casual, as a free to play? Cause you're chasing meta again. Oh, is that so? Okay, yep. So the answer is pull for E2 Final, right? Oh wait, make Final free. Then we can say his E0 is free. Thank you. Saridra, right? Same thing. Final died, so she died. It is what do it. Hey, Gemzy. Okay, very good usage rate, right? DDD. Firefly is coming. So I'm guessing she is gonna be tier 0.5 eventually. So that is pretty much the main updates in MOC. Pure Vision only had a slight change for DOT, which is honestly not too big. We can kind of already come towards the end of this tier list update. Before I end off this video, I just want to quickly touch on one last thing, which is when Asheville comes out, right? I'm just gonna make a guess right here, right? When Asheville comes out, personally, he is gonna be probably tier 1 sub DPS when he comes out. But as a main DPS, he is at least tier 0.5. As a main DPS. I don't know if he can actually hit the tier 0 category, because it would mean that players have to play with Tribby, Sunday, DHPD. That is technically Bro's best slot team. For a single MOC rotation, I think it is a little bit premature to give him instant tier 0. So a more fair placement for Asheville, 0.5, 1, and Facial probably bumps up by half a tier, purely because of Asheville. But I don't think they are gonna be going beyond tier 1, right? So that will be that. In any case, before y'all all just collectively say, oh, MrPokke said that Asheville is tier 1, therefore we're gonna skip Asheville. Thank you, MrPokke. No, bro, right? I am just saying, Asheville, his current utility needs a better environment, a better team to be utilized. Much like Varka in Genshin Impact, right? Like, okay, I don't know how Varka is like, but Genshin mains told me that Varka is lagging a better support. So Asheville is the complete opposite, where he is the support, right? He's a sub DPS, but he needs a better main DPS. So when a main DPS comes out in version 4, I can, frankly speaking, expect Asheville to climb up to a very similar position as Mighty. Do you guys remember how Mighty aged? Bro was always like around tier 1, right? He never really fell below tier 1, or always around the 0.5 to tier 1 category. But after one entire year, he is still standing. He is still standing as 0.5, 0.51. Look at bro. Right? So I think a very similar situation will probably happen to Asheville, where after like a while, especially when we go to IPC Island, and if they were to release like a main DPS that's gonna be hunt based and can be used for follow-up attacks, he will probably have like 0.5 across the board, potentially even tier 0 for some DPS like Kafka, if that follow-up attack DPS is gonna be around tier 0, right? So that will be how his trajectory is gonna be shaping. We'll see how that is gonna be rolling on. Fei Xiao, honestly, I am sick and tired of trying to convince you guys. So believe what you will, but to me, as the only one that never lies, she changes everything. So that's gonna be that. Let me know what you guys think of the biggest fall off in Prydwen history in the comments. Word of the day is going to be, he is actually done. Join this, join this, use code POKE for 10% off gamer subs. All the best for Gacha Boost, and I'll see you guys next time.